All right, welcome back, guys, to another
Oh,
episode of The Sovereign Soul. Thanks for being here yet again.
yeah, we are back.
And I just wanted to start with a congratulations to ourselves and to everybody that's here. We hit 1 million views in the last 30 days, and we did that without any hiring of anybody, no marketing tricks, no ads, no nothing except organic traffic and letting the living word reach who it's supposed to and trusting in our creator to get it into the hearts and minds of who it was supposed to be into. And as we can see, there was a resounding response that came back and said, we're ready for this message. So
After 7 months of posting, I was done.
and not just that, you can't say 7 months because it's been 10 years almost.
Okay, 7 months of error arc. 7 months of
Okay.
error arc.
Yeah.
Years of error.
Yeah.
projects,
Okay. So because all the other ways that we tried to get people to care about themselves, they didn't really care to figure out how to fix their biofield until it came in alignment with law. So, but we also know that there's a reason why it's happening now, that we are more prepared now than we were in the years prior to speak this message, and that our creator wanted to make sure that it was going to be solid, like a rock, like him and all of his things that he makes, and that it would hit the right way when we spoke it. So I'm just grateful that we both walked the path and were obedient in the ways that we were called to be so, and learned the things that we were called to do. And that's what this entire journey's about. That's what anybody that's choosing to walk with us on this path through law, through the legal system, through all of that, it's all about that obedience. It's all about that communication with your field, and it's all about that connection with our creator.
Yep. Hope we can make it simple as we progress. Give you guys some tips and tricks that are going to give you that, I guess, make that narrow path walk even easier.
Yeah, like the one thing that I want to start with is something that Ryan actually wrote down, and
Oh, yeah.
it's I'm getting a lot of messages again, and I would love to answer everybody. I would love to give everybody all of my time, all the time. I wish that was possible, but I would die very fast to do so. So, what I have to do is do these group calls, do the videos, things like that. Come up with ways where we can assist. Do the PDF downloads, however we can. I hold nothing back. Everything that got me to where I am right now, I let that flow out of my mouth, and I don't script anything. I don't come on these calls prepared to, oh, tonight we're going to talk about this. I may not know what I'm talking about until 5 minutes before I get on this call. I let what flows through me flow, and I let my field how it feels let me know what is needed to be said next, or there are things that I'm going to say that may hit directly in your soul that I have no idea is meant for you tonight. And that's what I like to do. So when someone tries to script my mouth won't work. I like that. I'm good with that. So anyway, what he wrote down was one of the biggest things that we get are the questions of, I'm in this situation, it's an urgent situation, or not an urgent situation, either one, but how do I remedy this matter?
And it's usually, well, we'll just list it. So you got like CPS stuff, you have warrants, you have just court cases or taxes or
Speeding tickets,
anything you guys can think of, we've already received messages on. But
and what we're going to say is in regards to all of that. It doesn't matter which one it is.
There's only one answer to every single one of those problems because it's the underlying problem in all of it. And it all comes from an attraction point. Everything you experience in your life, no matter what it is, if it's amazing and beautiful or it's horrifying and, traumatic, is all done by your own choices, right? And that's one of the hardest things to accept, especially when, even if it's not fair in your eyes, you still made decisions, even if you were ignorant to it, and it still is a direct correlation to what's going on in your internal world.
There's still variables.
There's a lot of variables.
When we hear these things, like you can hear a story online somewhere about somebody that this happened, and you hear one side of it, but what were the variables that led up to the moment, right?
Yeah.
There's variables in everything. But what I want people to start doing and start practicing in your own life is realizing that underneath the surface of every circumstance is an algorithm. And that algorithm is the same and operates the same no matter what the circumstance. You can have a different body, a different experience, a different feeling. All of those things are like clothes that you have in a wardrobe that you're putting on for that experience you're having in the physical or that physical moment. But the underlying thing under it all, the root of it all is still the same no matter what. So when someone asks me for a consultation, my response is there is only one consultant that exists in this entire existence, and that is who made us all. There is no better guide, no better teacher whatsoever than the source of our creation. None of us could be better than that. And so, if there is one thing that I am here for, it's to help you remember how to communicate with that source, to ask yourself why, to look at the variables of the situation, of the choices that you made that got you into the situation to begin with, because nothing is random, nothing is coincidence, things don't happen by chance, they happen by choice. So at some point, choices were made, whether you were aware of them or, like you said, ignorant to them. That's going to happen, but the result came from something that you did, whether it was your thoughts constantly in a negative state, whether it was choices you were making, the people you were hanging out with, there was something there. And I think that I can say that everyone, even people who aren't, as aware, have enough intelligence to be able to look back and see some things that they might have did or feel it after it happened. Well, if I wouldn't have done that, if I wouldn't have been around those people, if I wouldn't have, left at that time with those people doing that thing, blah blah blah, like you feel that. You start to say it out loud beforehand. And so if I'm going to consult you, it's going to consult you into yourself, not let me advise you on what to do, because I don't want you to take my words and then go do it. And then I don't know what you've done. I don't know who you've done it with. I don't know. I don't know the variables in your situation. So therefore, I cannot do, just like I say, a judge can't judge me. I can't give you that advice. All I can do is say, why? Okay, why did you feel that? Why did you think that? Why do you think that's relevant? Why do you give power to that? Why? Because what I give the name of our creator, or people call God, is why spelled forwards and backwards. And you can see that in the original documents that are on our record on the website. And the reason that I do that is because everything goes and points back to self and to center. We have to dig within. When I first started down this journey, I had a notebook 16 pages long of just questions that I would ask my own essence. I separate my body from my essence. My body is my asset. It's my gift, my blessing. But I am the essence inside the body. So I can use my own essence, because if I am molecular matter and I, come from the ether, then I am connected to all things. All things. We don't need Wi-Fi and all of that. We are connected to all things, right? So therefore, I can go and I can ask myself, my essence, like a search engine, like I'm Google. Okay, what is the answer to this? And if it's not giving me an answer, I can keep asking that same question until I get an answer. And that's what I did. And I just kept walking deeper and deeper and deeper into myself. I started to shed layers of myself, all these thought processes, all of these feelings, all of these identities, these false identities that I was identifying with from culture, from everything else that the world was trying to paint, that was becoming part of my field and part of my identity. And it was me for so long that when I started to shed all of it, I thought I was losing my soul. I thought I was losing who I was. And it was a grieving process. But the grieving process was the separation between the fiction me and the. So, anyway, when we are doing any of this and we're getting remedy in any way, we have to realize that the remedy of the paperwork is the last part of the equation, not the first.
I have examples.
And you want to say them?
Okay.
Okay. So that's the last part of the equation, not the first. So the biofield is the first part of the equation. Getting clear on what points of attraction we have been making in the biofield, what jurisdictions we have been more aligning with in our thoughts, feelings, and actions and behaviors, all of that. Clearing that space out so that we can get our ledger back into a positive credit state. And then, like I said, David and Goliath, that was accounting, etheric accounting in that moment, molecular accounting. So after we have done that work and we have identified all those ways that we have sabotaged ourselves or we have drained, discharged ourselves and made our field weak, like we talked about on the live the other day, that allows them the actual entry points to get in there, that's when we can express what we have already created in protection in our field. If we just go, I'm urgent, I have a matter, I'm scared, I don't know what to do, I'm full of anxiety, I'm full of fear, I'm full of worry, I'm full of doubt, but I'm going to write this document. What do you think is going in that document? Your fear, your worry, your doubt, your anger, your frustration? Do you think that those things are things that can generate remedy? If the field is asking of us stability for remedy to happen, then how do those things that generate distortion and dysfunction generate the remedy? So we have to go and fix that first. And when I sit down to write a document, I am writing it in a place of calm. There's only one time I didn't write it in a place of calm, and that was regarding this man right here.
Sorry. Sorry, not sorry, because it made things work for what we're doing.
Oh, you touch him and fury comes out. Anyway, but and that goes for my kids too. But I had to finally get to my calm regardless. It started out with that fury, and then it turned into that peace and calm because I knew I had to calm myself down because I was not helping anything if I was writing from rage. So we have to remember, and I had to remember, whatever I was doing to help him was something he did to himself, and I could not save him from it no matter how much I loved him. So anyway, that's the same place you have to be with your own self. You have to be that raw and real with your situation, looking at yourself and saying, how did I get here? Because nobody just randomly placed me here. No one, no one picked you up, moved you into the situation, and then dominoes fell around you. Like, that's not how this reality works. Authority is required for your vessel to move and for any other vessel around you to be attracted to you to move on you. So therefore, without you using it, it does not happen. And like Larry, is that Larry? Yeah. No emotions. Yes. We have to let go of all of that. We have to get in a neutral state. I don't like to make decisions in a happy state or a negative state because both of those places can throw me into chaos. I want to be in a neutral state where I am not rushed into a decision. I could be as happy as I can be about something, but I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to wait. I don't care if it takes 5 months for the clarity to come. I'm going to wait because I want to make that decision with a clear mind and I want to go to the right place.
So that's actually one of the things I wanted to kind of break down like an example of, right? Because some people that reached out to us, like I said, it's been like CPS, something about a speeding ticket, I have a court date, like all of these things. And most of the people that are writing this stuff, like they get what we're saying. Like they go on, they comment, and they're like, I totally agree, but I have this issue still. And it still goes back to what we've been saying is you have to fix the internal chaos within you first. So like, here's an example. Let's say somebody comes to us and they have a court date for a ticket that they got. Well, when they say, hey, so what do I do next? We don't do the legal advice, right? Because we can't give you remedy for something that you've made choices on that gave you that result that you had.
Well, because we like real fixes, not temporary ones.
Real internal, because if you want to solve any external chaos, right? Because your external world is a direct correlation to what you are feeling on the inside. So if you guys are experiencing stress nonstop, from people, from friends, from family, from just things going on, somebody cutting you off, and it's just nonstop dominoes. You got something going on. You got to fix that. Otherwise, even if you fix the one issue, that one court date, the one ticket, you're going to get more. You're going to get more chaos. It's going to keep coming and coming and coming. So if you don't stop, reevaluate what's going on, realize I caused this no matter what, even if it's something that you would say was somebody else's fault. You still have a hand. You cannot experience something in this world without your direct touch to it. It just doesn't work that way. You manifest what you feel and think constantly and over, no matter what. So if you want to fix the court date, you got to first, well, fix yourself. That could be working on little daily disciplines. Eat healthier, go work out, go do something that puts you in a healthier, more amplified state. It could be reading, whatever it is.
Personal development.
Personal development, like something that makes you happy, puts you into a Zen mode that gets you focused, and just work on those things that you can control. Because a lot of you just want to go right for the thing that you literally can't do anything with, right? You have a goal here, you're here, you don't have all the things that you need to get to this goal, but you have other little variables that you could start working with now. And every time you make a choice with the things you have control of right now, those things start to get you closer and closer to that ultimate goal. How, we don't know. When, we don't know. But there's going to be these things called coincidences, opportunities, miracles, luck. These things open up, and then they start getting you closer to that goal. So if a goal is to avoid getting the tickets, or avoid a court date, or avoid, not saying like you can run away from every single thing, but like some of these debts you have to pay, right? You can't just be like, oh, I did this thing and I have this court date, and if I just do good things, then I'm going to get out of having to ever go to court for this one thing that I already did. Like, you got to pay that back to debt. It's like you're saying, it's an etheric ledger. You can't just say, I don't want it anymore, and it just doesn't come anymore. Like, there are steps you have to fix. It's an algorithm. You've been adding pluses for positive experiences and minuses for negative experiences. You've been having more negative experiences, and in order for it to get back into a balance, you have to put more and more positivity, but not from how do I say, it has to be from a true intention state. Like, you can't just say, I'm going to rig this algorithm. Like, I'm going to make sure it doesn't know. You can't manipulate source. You can't, it knows what your intentions are. So if you're coming at it from I'm going to manipulate this outcome.
Just so I can get out of this.
It knows. It knows. Like,
you're already another negative on the ledger.
Yeah. So it truly is looking for your raw humbleness, like you really want to make a difference. You really want to do good. And that's when things start balancing out. So let's say you do have that court date. An example is maybe something happens when the judge drops the case and you don't even have to show up. Maybe the lawyer dismisses it. And it's a miracle. It's a random thing. That's how the system works. When you make these choices, sorry to cut you off, but it's like it starts to add to that algorithm, and a miracle that we experience happens. And guess what? The case is gone.
I have an example of this. So we have a friend who came to us who was actually called us when he was in jail. And he knew that he had to do what he had to do. And, and he asked for help, and I was like, okay, I'll write something for you. And at this time, this was before we got our schedule so packed that we actually could help. Yeah.
Earlier last year.
And so anyway, I get the document done. And he was like in this state of, I'm going to just face this. I'm going to not run from this. I'm going to take responsibility from this. I am going to genuinely work on my field and what's coming into it. And I give him the document, and he doesn't even get to use it because he went into the court. There was a guy who he ran into, never met before. They start a conversation. This is how these things play out. This is not some
variables
random
you can't
shit.
account for.
This is how source works in our life. So anyway, these two beings align with each other. They have a conversation. This guy that he never met is asking him about why he's there. He tells him why he's there. The guy says, hold on just a minute, walks away, goes and has a conversation with somebody, comes back, the whole case gets dropped immediately right then, and no court happened. Like This is what we're talking about. We're not talking about, oh, let's just go give them some papers and stuff like that. We're talking about when you get into alignment with source, of things align, things happen, miracles. That's what they call them. That's what, if that's the word you need or the term you need, but miracles literally happen that you can't explain. You can't, you can't take your time to throw those dominoes into place to make sure that that event happens for you. It happens for you because of the work that you do to amplify the field, correct the ledger, and get into a state of credit in that ledger.
Miracles only come to you when you work on yourself. When from a true amplifying state, you want blessings, you want amazing things just abundantly coming to you out of out of nowhere, coincidences that just keep amplifying you. Fix your energy, fix your internal chaos, work on yourself. How do you raise your vibration? Like these are things that are counting the ledger that keep the experiences that you want happening. If you keep focusing on things you don't want, I don't want to get arrested. Like the fear of people that comes to us. Oh, but they got guns. Oh, but they have the cars. They're gonna put us in jail. Like they have the army, and it's
That goes
it's
that
you
goes with Michelle's comment right now.
imagine it already done. Yeah, you have to see yourself in a future state, but feeling as if you are in that future state now.
Yeah.
Embodying the like
Yeah.
imagine you are in the future and like how does it feel to be completely free of like any criminal activity or anything dealing with the legal system? Like
Yeah,
what
no,
is that feeling? Like what is the relief?
not the feeling of I don't want to experience this, because
No.
if you put that energy out there, then that's what you're going to attract is more experiencing of that thing. If you put the feeling of what it feels like to have never experienced it or to not experience it anymore, what does that actually feel like? To be at peace,
Yeah.
to be relaxed, for your shoulders to calm, to not be in any articulation and discussion and conversation with them whatsoever. And what do those feelings feel like? That is what he's trying to say.
That's how you manifest. It's not a spirit. A lot of people confuse like the things that we say, and they go into, "Oh, you're being super spiritual. Like that's so religious." And it's like, no, these are just these are literal laws of how the universe works. This is mechanics. This is quantum physics. This is real shit. This is how you implement it to make a better life for yourself. But the people that deny that are the people that keep coming up with excuses and pointing the fingers at other people. It's his fault, it's his fault, and never do anything to fix themselves. And they keep experiencing stress. And guess what? They find other people that also have that type of reality, and then they come together in communities and they say, "See, this is reality. We all get stressed out together." Yeah. So because we all believe it now, that's a reality. So when you go talk to these people and you're in the state that we're in, like, hey, everything's working out for us. We are constantly in abundance. Like every choice we make is in alignment with creator. Like, and then we talk to that type of person. We're like, whoa, whoa. Well, I don't know if I want to know
from experience that those types move out of the environment we walk into without us having to say a word. They just feel as
they flock.
So anyway,
dissipate vibrations that aren't the same. They just kind of fade away.
So anyway, I want to get into this document and try and get through it as fast as possible. Because now that we have set the stage that the first thing you have to do is the biofield and the last part of that expression is the document. Now we can go into the document so that you know when it is appropriate to actually administer these things.
Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen. Let me pull this up.
It's right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to pull it up right here, and I am going to read it from my computer because I'm not going to
you want to
try and...
Which one?
I'm going to go to the top, and I'm just going to go into why we're even doing any of this to begin with.
Okay.
So like it says right here, the purpose of the work we do here at Era Arc is not to self-identify with the mimic creation of us made by Caesar's army and try to get his creations to benefit us. Because I hear a lot of these comments. How do we get paid from the trust? How do we get this? Blah, blah, blah. Well, if you're sitting here complaining about the fact that the mimic was made off of your biological data and you don't want anything to do with it and you want out of the matrix, why are you trying to tether yourself back to it in self-identity to get paid from it? You have to remember that mimic is the one that has the trust, not you, the physical living manifestation from the ether. That's not your trust. It is the paper's trust. So therefore, if we get technically correct, when we access that trust, as the living man who is foreign to that jurisdiction, to that system, and is not the paper, except through self-identity, we're being fraudulent in that moment in every dimension. So we don't work in that way. We here are focused more on what's that Jumanji drum that's beating in our soul,
You're calling.
that's calling us all the time, that we are ignoring or negating so that we can get a little relief from the fight or flight that we're feeling every day. I can't take my kids out of school because how am I going to pay bills? Guys, when I took mine out, I had no idea. I just knew that I was not willing to deal with the bullshit anymore. Yep. I was fed up. Everything I've ever done in my life came from a place of fed up, whether it was working on me or changing something in my environment that I was giving authority to and making the choice to be a part of. When I stopped taking them to the doctor, same thing. Everything that I have ever walked away from and stopped participating with came from me saying enough is enough. I'm the one that's choosing this. I have to choose a different path, and I have to have enough faith and trust in my creator to provide the way for the path he's trying to send me down. If he gives you a direction and says, go this way, he is going to also provide for that way. We won't know how, when, where, or why. We don't need to concern ourselves with those things. All we need to do is walk step in step, hand in hand, in full absolute surrender, knowing that everything will work out. Not, I can't do it because of this fear that I have. Fear and faith cannot exist in the same space at the same time, just like two bodies can't exist in the same space at the same time. You have to choose one or the other. Which one is going to be the one that reigns? So that is part of this, the provision part. Going back to allowing our provider, our true provider, because think of it this way. If I have an imagination, right? And I put everything that ever needs to manifest through my field on my shoulders to manifest. Think of all the things that I can't think of, that I could never fathom to experience. And boy, would I be missing out because I am so focused on the things that I can think of. And where am I getting the things that I can think of? From the physical external dimension around me that is limited as well and is not thinking this way. So I'm limiting myself. So here's my idea right here. And then he's got this grand plan and laughing because, like, why are you limiting yourself? I have so much planned for you. I have so much I can provide for you. And so if I can't do that, what makes you think any other man that's running a government system, and if they're running a government system and they're living their life as a lie already, how do they know this? So how can we trust them to know this, to guide us and provide for us? So it means we need to be able to trust in our creator that his provision is far greater than any man and man-made system could ever promise and provide for us. We got to have enough faith in that. And that faith has to be rock solid. It can't be, I believe it because I want it, but I doubt it in my subconscious mind. The doubt will trump the belief because the belief is fragile.
Plus, the world is rigged against you, so that doubt is actually easier and more comfortable to choose because everyone else usually does that.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not going to stay on the top of this that long. This right here, the document's purpose to give you 40 different ways to dismantle it. Now, if you read this document, then you know that there are 40 different challenges that you can send them. And I personally will give them the whole list. Because why? Why not? Why not give them everything? Have them sitting there scratching their head like, how are we going
I don't know how to respond to this. If we don't respond, they're going to win. So.
I don't even know what they're saying. So anyway, this document is to give you those things and to also guide you step by step through this. So one thing that I can tell you is when you're writing these documents, if I'm going to address somebody over any situation and people say, well, what if I've already passed a deadline? What if this has already happened? What if it's right about to be, like, I've already made a decision in this direction and now I want to change my mind? That's the beautiful part about authority. Nobody can dictate to you where you stand in your authority at any moment. They can't force you. If you have new information that you did not remember previously come into your field, they can't say, nope, you can't use your memory to make a different choice right now. You're stuck with that previous choice that you made from a place of ignorance. There's nothing you can do. You can change your mind at any time.
Yep, make a different choice.
At any time. So therefore, you can go in, if you already made a decision, you already hired a lawyer, you already, whatever the thing is, and you want to now address the court or the lawyer or whatever with these documents, you have every authority to do so. But make sure that that's the choice that you are really, truly feeling called to make. My path is my path, your path is your path. This is why I say don't follow me. Because you have something else that you're being called to do. Your job is to hear what your field is telling you and follow what it's telling you, not follow me, because mine's communicating to me. It's not talking to you. So therefore, that's why we don't need followers in anything. We all need to be standing in a self-governance space where we can clearly communicate with our field and our creator to know where we're being directed to go, and then listen to that and surrender to that, even if we don't comprehend fully why we're being called that direction, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it terrifies us because it's so big of a thing. When I got my first vision of all this that we're doing right now, I thought our creator lost his fucking mind. I was like, I am an idiot. That was the thing. I literally in that moment, like, are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? That I'm the one that are you sure? Like, I didn't want to accept it. So anyway, whenever I do these documents, and it doesn't matter what has happened, I am going to make my choice in the time of my choice that I feel called, regardless of any external factor. And speaking of external factors, again, looking at all the situations, everybody comes with these circumstances and all these variables and all these things. Get rid of all of that. It does not matter. What matters is the underlying truth of it all. So if you're going to address something, I find every single agent, living animator, that is involved in the situation. So if I was, say, a previous case I worked on was a lawsuit, and my thought process was, okay, there's going to be this lawyer, but if I serve just this one lawyer, it's like moles popping their heads up. He's just going to pass it to the next person sitting at the law firm. And they're just going to keep playing hockey puck with me. And I'm not doing that shit. I don't have enough time and energy to be going back and forth with people. I want it done immediately. I want to say what I need to into the field, move away, and on to something else. So this is how I approach a situation. Who's the lawyer? Where's the law firm? Who are all the lawyers in the law firm? What are all of their email addresses? They're all getting served, and I've got an email tracker, and they all get receipts. The moment they open it, thank you. Thank you for giving me a receipt. Have a nice day. That's it. I don't have to go any deeper than that. Just thanks for letting me know that you got this. Who is the police officer involved? What's the station he works at? Who are all the employees at the station? You're going to have to dig deep. Don't think that you're going to go serve you can go serve one person, but my thought process is none of them like to do their job. None of them that they are supposed to do if they're going to animate that system. They all like to get away with it, and it's very easy for somebody to say, I never got that. And if it only went to one person, who else can verify that they didn't get it? So I need witnesses, as many witnesses as I can find on every level that could even remotely have a tether to the situation, from legislators and senators and governors and mayors all the way down to the clerk court and the lawyer and the assistant county attorney, whoever is involved in any way. I will find every single fiber in the ether that tethers them in this situation, and I will send it to as many witnesses. When I sent his documents off, I included every agency across the world.
It was a due diligent process.
There was a lot of people that got those documents. So anyway, I am not just going to, I know how they are, so I'm not going to rely on them to do what they're supposed to do. I will happily do your job for you to make sure the job gets done. I'm that due diligent. And most people aren't going to be that due diligent. They're going to just send one thing in, and if you're sending it in and you're already shaking about the guns that are going to come at you from standing on as your with your authority, well, you're already going to get a result you don't want. So that process, get all of the information about your claim right here. Why are you speaking to them? So you're going to gather all of those places that you're going to send it. You're going to send it through mail. Everybody tells you in the sovereign movements you need to send it in with U.S. Form 3811 or certified or registered mail. I send it in with signature. I don't care what signature it is. As long as I have a proof that you signed for it, that's all I need. I don't need to follow any other process anybody else told me. And you don't either. I'm trying to simplify this for you so you don't think that you have to do all these things that are unnecessary. As long as you have a record and proof of the event happening, that's all that is needed. So therefore, I find all of them, send it through mail. I use MailerPlex, which is an email tracker, $5 a month or $30 for the year, and it will track every single email, tell you how many times it was open, when it was open, all those things.
Where it was open.
Yeah, you'll find patterns of agents and agencies that are looking and seeing, reading your documents and stuff. But anyway, that's all they're doing is just looking, reading, and witnessing.
More proof.
Yeah. And then the other one is fax. Find all their fax numbers.
Old school.
Yes. And the moment you have the receipt, send all this data to them. Like, as long as you have a record, they need to rebut your record. Your record is your firewall.
Yeah. Say, I did this, but you guys didn't do that.
And this is why their record matters so much to them, because they do the same thing. We're just flipping it back on them. They do the same thing, and most people never respond. Fax machine. You can get an online fax, automated fax service.
Yeah, they have digital fax.
Yeah, you can literally go online, type in fax service, and for free send a fax, and it'll track it for you.
Or go to UPS and like pay $1 a page.
Yeah, I prefer the other one.
Yeah, don't have to leave the house.
The less things that I have to do to get the job done, the better. So anyway, you're gonna put in this first section, why are you speaking to them? They obviously sent you a claim. They're obviously making a claim. They're stating something, but they don't have anything to back it up or haven't provided any proof to you. You need the ability to validate the claim. It doesn't matter if it's, I need to validate the financial ledger of this, or I just need to validate that it is real. I need to validate that you have the authority. Those are the things that I'm trying to validate before we even get into speaking about the claim. I will say what you have said in this spot, but before you and I can go back and forth in conversation, I'm going to need to see all of this. It would be ignorant of me to just believe it just because you said it. And it would harm me to do so. And you would need to prove that it would not harm me to listen to you just because you said something. So that is what I go with in the first section is, hey, this is why I'm here. I don't have to make it fancy. I don't have to follow their documents and all that stuff. Do you know why you have to pay the clerk when you go and send or give them the stuff that you're trying to get to the judge? Because you put it in their format.
When you play their game, you got to play by their rules.
Yes. I don't put it in their format. I put it in my own format, and then I send it my own way and do my own thing that has nothing to do with their processes that everybody says that we have to follow. All right. So after I do that, and I put that out there and then say, before we can even communicate, like when I had the officer write me a letter of intent to talk to me.
This was 2022.
Yeah, because I let him know, we're not doing this game. I was protecting someone else, and I'm like, I'm not going to have you do a line of questioning. I know what your questioning is. If you would like to ask questions, you are welcome to write them all out in an email, send it in, and we will deem whether it is necessary to speak to you. And he did. I was not expecting that, but he did, and he was still trying to play games, so I did not give him what he wanted. But we have to address where's your real authority? Where all of these questions right here, and in the second part, these are things, unwavering truths that they need to provide the answer for before there's even a need to communicate. I know that we have been groomed to respond. Somebody's knocking at the door, got to go answer it. Not in this fucking house. I tell my kids all the time, I don't give a fuck if he's got a badge and he's wearing a uniform. You're not answering the damn door. It's not happening. I'm not letting them program them that way. So though we think that we have to go back and forth and we have to, respond in the way that they want to, you got to think that even these lawyers, they're trying to trap you with words. And like the last one who tried to trap me with the words saying, are you licensed to practice law? And my response is, I am the law. Like, you're not trapping me with these words. It doesn't matter what your words are. You need to show me that you authored the fucking word, that you're the authority over the word, and that I must speak to you in a dead language that means nothing to me before you can even trap me. There's no place to trap that. That's the difference. So when you go and you play their games, you're going to win their stupid prizes every fucking time. So all of these things, why do they need to do it? Again, because we don't need to have these conversations at all. The longer you converse, the more you say, I don't have the standing and authority that I think I do. I am coming to you from doubt in my own abilities and my own authority. There's no conversation to be had. Do you want to waste your time going back and forth with somebody? It's like going back and forth with a troll on social media.
Whose goal is not to listen or get perspective, but just to waste time.
Yes. Do you want to do that? Do you think that you're more valuable than that time you're wasting to do that? Or do you think that you're valuable enough to say, nip it in the bud immediately, there's nothing left to discuss until I have these proofs that I've requested?
And this is their own structure, by the way. Like, this is how they operate. Like she's been saying, like, this isn't anything that's out of the blue or just random new stuff that we even do. Like, we literally took how they use their system.
Let me correct you there, because I laugh every time that he finds something or I find something, and then I'm like, I'll laugh because I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know they do that. I just do that because that's what I feel called to do.
Yeah, so this is essentially she found this out on her own by just, this is what I'm feeling called to say. But this is how the legal system also does their due diligence as well. Like when they are trying to send notice to somebody, they are sending out questions and burdens of proof, or you need to show up to here on this day, or we're going to assume that you that like they do the same thing. So when you're putting this perspective, like showing the mirror to them of how they operate, not from a like a negative, like I'm better than you way, but from a like, I really need you to see, like, do you guys really have this authority to do what you're doing? And if you do, please present it, and maybe we can continue moving forward with a conversation of how to get remedy for both of our situations. But if you can't, like, there's nothing else to discuss. And that's how you got to come with it. You don't want to go in with the intent of, I'm going to freaking beat their ass. I'm going to battle them, and we're going to have this big old war. Like,
that's what you'll get.
That's what you'll get if that's what you want. How many times have you guys like read a message and you were like, you can feel the freaking emotion behind that message. Like you can feel when somebody's being passive aggressive, petty, rhetorical, like, and it's just text.
But not just that. How many of you have commented on the post saying we need to demolish them? Like, no, we don't. We need to go ahead and scroll up. We need to, instead of demolish them, we need to actually look at ourselves and focus on ourselves, because they don't matter.
Yeah, like we gotta
quit making them matter.
But here's the other thing: like, you're not every person that you deal with in this system is also a bad guy or a bad woman. Like, there are good people that work in these structures that truly want to help people. They just thought this was the best way to do it.
It's the same way with people who become lawyers. I can guarantee you that no one As a child, you're like, I want to be a cop because they're heroes. They save people. I want to be a firefighter because they save people. I want to go into the military because they defend people. Like, they play on these things that are natural wants in our soul to be there for. The thing, Brandy, what's on the screen is posted on our link tree at the top of our social media page, and it's on the page itself. It's downloadable. It's in our Telegram. It's already out there. You can have it.
Yeah, if you guys want this, just go to the link tree on all of our sites on our top of the page. We'll go back.
So anyway, I'm not going to say much more past this. We got to hurry through it so that I can open up the mic for you guys before we're done.
You guys saw this, and there's going to be a recording after this, and it's going to be in the Telegram, so you guys can go back, pause this where it's at, and then if you need to write it down or just download it yourself.
Just keep going past all these.
I'm just going to pause, and then we're going to do this.
Yeah.
So you guys can pause it, because I know people are that's how I would be. All
right. The next thing that I go into after I have given them, hey, here's all the things. Here's why I'm here. There's nothing left to discuss. Here are the things you need to prove before we can have the discussion, because it's mute until then. And now here's the deadlines. And as you can see, go ahead and highlight that example right there that's in red. This is an example of what I say whenever I'm doing this. I take away their ability. I let them know on record, you can't reclaim this. You can't recourse this. You can't say anything past this moment. If you decide to be silent, then you are forfeiting all of this right now. This is not something that, and I give them the deadline, and I'm not petty with the deadline. I will give them time to respond because I comprehend that they are.
You have 3 hours. You have 3 hours to respond. They haven't even seen it yet.
I know that they are nowhere near where we're standing to fully comprehend it, and it's going to take them some time. And they're going to have to go to a lawyer and seek legal advice. And every time that's ever happened, the lawyer's like, I can't help you.
And mind you, this is also coming from us having spoke to lawyers and people that have written trusts and like seeing the things that are here. And they're like, this is pretty solid. And they don't know what,
they don't have a defense.
They don't have defense for it. So it's not just made up hoopla.
So anyway, I usually give them, if you look right here, it says 7 to 28 calendar days. That's more than enough time, depending on what the claim is.
Jesus.
So when I do the 28 days, I've sent them a big package or whatever, and all these proofs and stuff like that. If it's like a debt challenge, you're challenging a debt, something like that, which time I send these letters out, they either shut up immediately or I get a message back within 24 hours saying we are no longer going to be collecting on this debt. So those things are simple and you don't need to give them a lot of time. But when you're saying, all right, now prove all these things right here, and you're talking to federal agencies and all this stuff, not that federal means anything. That's another thing we have to get out of our head, that any of that kind of language actually means something because they've made it seem up here in our heads and we're down here, but that's not the reality. It's just a word that we've been giving power to. So the next thing.
First, Larry, the Telegram is in the Linktree link. So literally every single link and download that you guys could be asking for is in the Linktree.
AraArc, Facebook page, top of the page. There's 3 links. Telegram, our website, and the Linktree are all there.
Everything's there.
Okay. The next thing is the terms and the conditions. So I'm basically telling them, and I gave examples in this, what they are signaling or saying by not responding. I don't just go by, the legal system says if you don't respond, it's tacit acceptance. I don't give a fuck about tacit acceptance. I don't care about what any of that says. I don't like to listen to any of that nonsense. Just literally from my own thoughts, what if you sat down and you started writing to somebody and this wasn't a legal person that you were writing to and you weren't under pressure whatsoever. This was just an agreement between 2 people. And you started to write and say, if you did not respond, this is what you are signaling to me by you not responding. And it's up to you to correct the record and speak into the record with something other than that. Michelle, if the person is truly guilty of the crime, are you suggesting that they use this method to get out of the consequence? No, because this method will not allow them out of the consequence. As I've said, the ether supersedes all things.
Yeah.
The beautiful part and my most favorite part about the work that we do and the stuff that we're putting out here is that it does not work for the ill intent.
Yep.
It will not give them remedy. They must be standing in a place of honor.
Yep.
I have literally witnessed people come to me and them tell me their story and me feel bad and try and help them, but I knew my field and my creator were saying, there's nothing you can do. I'm going to give them their remedy that they need.
Yeah, some things,
anything or not.
You could have done something wrong and immediately regret it, but that doesn't get you out of the escape of the consequence.
Yeah.
Like sometimes there's just debts that have to be paid, and it might not be something you like.
Yep.
Some people do go to prison, but like, look how many people go to prison and they get liberated. Yep. They're like, I'm a better person because of it. Like, not saying that you have to go, but
no.
Sometimes the consequence is exactly what your soul needs to be able to move forward the right direction.
And here's the thing. Like that story I told you at the beginning of the guy aligning with the guy and then the thing got dropped, there's going to be things like that where they could send this in and then something can happen that gives them an even bigger consequence outside of the legal system that hurts so much that it makes them come to reality.
Yep.
You know?
Some people,
so we don't know what those things are.
Some people do get out of it. Like that have done something terrible and they manipulate the system and they get out of this horrible crime that they did. But if they never change, something's going to come back anyway. And there's still stuff. If you have any type of stress, if you have fear in your life, if you are suffering from anxiety, depression, all of these symptoms of the world, that's quote unquote suffering. That's suffering. Like you shouldn't be in a state
depression.
That literally the normal state of a human being is happiness, joy, like excited for life. So if you are the opposite of that, bro, you're suffering. That's suffering. And people sometimes get humbled in those situations.
So the next part, and we're about to open up the mics for you guys, for anybody that wants to speak.
This part?
Yeah, the next part is definitions and clarification. So I am actually working on a document right now to give you the living word of everything that I have ever put in any of the work that I have done and what the molecular mechanics of that word actually is that give it form and function. So it's not this circular bullshit that I showed you guys on the video.
What's a human being?
Yeah, it goes nowhere. You actually have a solid foundation, a place you can tie back definitions to. So that is going to be the next document that I drop, but give me time with that as well. This work that I do, he can tell you from watching me, it's like I went and did physical labor for 12 hours
up here
because I'm pulling from the as above through my vessel, and it is exhausting, and sometimes I need 3 days to just lay down and recoup from what has pulled through my body.
Yep.
So anyway, that'll be what's coming out next, and you can use those definitions and clarifications if you decide to define something for yourself, which you totally can. You have the authority to do. Then you just write out what you mean by what you're saying. That's it. Just take those words that you don't want them to misinterpret, misrecord, or take you the wrong way, or presume and assume that you're speaking their language. That's a big thing. When you give them the opportunity to assume and presume that you are speaking their language, they will do it every time.
Yes.
The next one, the Bill of Truth and Fact. This one, you can put whatever numbers you want to. I give them numbers that make their asshole pucker up when they read them so that they think about the decisions that they're making, because here's the thing. Most of these people don't think. They mindlessly pass and process through the paper kingdom. So they need to be jolted into the present moment.
Yeah. And here's another thing I want to say. Your goal when you're doing this
is not to get paid.
Your goal is to not get paid. Like, we're not out here trying to get you guys to like get major remedy and get millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands.
You can get those things, but
it's not possible depending on how far whoever you're dealing with is willing to take
or what you're called to do, what your creator is calling you to do. He didn't call you to do something far greater than we have done.
Yes. But the goal is for them to drop it.
The goal is to leave you alone.
Back off.
Yes.
Because they'll realize they don't have authority. And that's the goal. That's peace of mind. Trust me.
Imagine how many people are going in circles with the system trying to get a payout for something because they're not putting their time and energy towards actually letting the gifts and express themselves out of their soul that can give them the provision that they need that'll be way more than what they could get from this. So anyway, and you don't even have to include a bill of truth. In fact, I just have been doing that since the beginning of writing my first notice. And I didn't know when I wrote my first notice, I was writing a trust. The next one, the sign of life, I literally just use whatever color ink I want to sign and put my thumbprint on there. I do not care what they say that I need to do in maritime admiralty, none of that shit. I just do what I feel called to do when I feel called to do it.
Go on Amazon, go to Michael's, go get a thumbprint thing,
Yep.
a stamp for your finger, and a pen,
Yeah.
whatever color you want. Nobody cares.
And then step 7, I already told you what to do with that one. Go and find everybody that you can. Make sure that they're all there. Anyways, that is that document. I want to open up the mics because we don't have a lot of time left. It's for anybody that wanted to speak tonight. You have the mic now.
There's 2 of us. Look at us being shared. So when using USD or any similar fiat currency, I'd love to see how you deal in that.
So for that one, I'm glad that you brought that up because people think that we're extremists in the way that we do things and we're not. We know that everything that was a weapon formed against man becomes a tool and resource that can also construct our Father's kingdom in the physical dimension, and that he will have us take steps that even we might not even want to. Like when I built our treasury, I didn't want to put crypto in it because I kept saying, I don't want crypto. That's been my words for years, even though I'm a trader in the financial markets and build trading softwares, gave away for free, helped retire people. I still did not want to be doing crypto unless I was on the market screen trading the shit. That was the only reason I would do it. And there I was having the only path that would open up for me was me in putting the crypto wallets, the non-custodial wallets into the treasury. And it happened with ease while the banking process fought me. So I know that the crypto is just a stepping stone to where I have been shown I'm going with where currency is truly going. And when that happens, I'll have to have my own technology. The technology we're using right now to communicate won't even work with the system and operating system that I've built. So I have to wait on that. There's time that has to take place. There's things that have to happen.
But I'll say having AI and like inside of website builders has made it a lot easier to do this stuff.
So when it comes to fiat, we still work with fiat. We still work with, if someone wants to give us gold or silver, we still work with crypto. We still work with all of these things because we know that our creator, if he's sending it to us, there's a reason for it. And we're not going to be like, no, I can't do that just because everybody else says I shouldn't. That's not me standing my authority. That's not me walking with my creator.
Yeah.
So the next one, Desiree says, do you travel privately or outside of the legal paper or the paper legal system?
Paper, yeah.
When it comes to all of that, I will also go where I feel called to go and how I feel called to do it. So if you don't have everything completely figured out already for yourself on how you're going to travel, then why would you go place yourself into a state of suffering? Why would you go and put yourself in a place where you're going to argue with these police officers that don't know what you're talking about and put yourself in a place of harm just to prove a point that you're not really sure if you're ready to prove yet?
Yeah, you guys don't have to go like, oh, you have to have your national passport in order to do these things. Like you could be a normal everyday citizen and still assert your authority in a way that gets you out of.
Best way to do that, let me give you the tip right now. This is the trick. You want to go get a license, you want to go get a passport, you want to go do anything, the next thing you do after you get it is send them documents and let them know that everything you just did was for translational purposes only because they cannot fit your essence into the things that they have generated. There is no check box for your essence. So they have forced you into having to send them something to put on the record what it truly is and that you're not giving them that authority whatsoever. You're not surrendering anything to them just because of how they built their system.
It's how we do our bank accounts too. Like we still bank, like we still have like banks with like Chase, Wells Fargo. You just have to put certain forms in when you're designing the certificate of trust that you have to put in so that, hey,
I still use an EIN.
EIN, that's what I'm saying.
And then I send them a letter and say, this is for translational purpose. if you want me to put this a different way and make your job easier, then maybe you should put a checkbox on your form for me.
Yeah. So it's just used for translation, but even then, it's still a trust. It's still a bank account that the government or any entity just can't go in and touch. It's still protected.
When it comes to putting a lien on anything, I do not worry about putting liens on anything.
No.
I don't
It's
do
like
any
you
of that.
trying to assert a karmic debt. Like you're trying to be like, hey,
You're trying to be them.
you're trying to be you are liens.
You can't demand me, but I can demand you. That makes no fucking sense. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I claim property that is in probate court that my dad left when he transitioned?
The first thing is, again, is that property? These are things that I have to ask myself with anything, because like with my grandparents' house, theirs got left and it's in probate, and I had to ask myself, is that really supposed to be in my field? He may have thought it was supposed to be there. They may have thought it was supposed to be there, but is it really supposed to be? If it's supposed to be, then I'll know the answer and I'll be able to execute it. But also, if you're going to do that, you have to realize, is there a mortgage on that house? Is there a contract? Is that contract speaking and directing itself towards the mimic or towards the physical man? Separating, drawing a line of distinction between the two, and then getting them to prove that this document was between the physical man and them. But here's the thing. I always go over the time. Here's the thing with that.
Sorry, Rocco.
Yeah, sorry, Rob. What we have to also recognize is that our parents, our grandparents, what is that? Somebody's screen sharing.
How's that even?
I don't know. Our parents, our grandparents, Rafa, take whoever is sharing their screen off of the screen.
Sorry, bro. You're sharing your screen.
We see you. We have to remember
There you go.
that the majority of everything that everyone has built has been an estate for a paper. So the houses, the cars, the businesses, all of that, most of those things were built for a paper, not for our living body.
Yeah.
And so we have to like think and consider these things. So the best thing that I can say to you is to consult your field. You got to learn how to feel that field, and
How much
also
work you have to go through to get it.
yeah, and consult your creator. One thing that I love to tell people when it comes to their field is like, when you have a thought about something and it already makes you go like this.
Like,
you're already starting to get stressed. You're like, oh, fuck that.
It's a stress. It's like a heated chills what came over your body. Like but it's heat. It's hot. You're like nervous.
For me, it's my shoulders just tense up. I can feel the anxiety and it all starts rising, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want this. And I let it go. So if it brings me to that space, then my field is telling me that it's not compatible with my field and it's not going to actually amplify and stabilize it. So you got to ask questions like that to your field as well.
Yeah. Translational purpose. Yep. So that's
all right. I think we answered everything.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys want to get out?
One last thing. Yep.
I want to say something. I want to say congratulations. Woo! For all your views and bringing in the forces. Look at how much it's grown. Just this.
Yes. And you've been here since the beginning. So
Yes.
Thank you for being here and being one of the residents. You know what it's like on the inside of what we're doing. Everybody else that's here, besides a couple others that are here who are on the inside as well with you, they only see from the outside looking in. You guys get with us every single day.
Yeah.
Come on in, everybody. The water is fine.
That's awesome. We love you, Lenny. Thank you so much.
Love you guys so much.
All right, guys. So with that being said, we'll be back. This recording will be in the Telegram in the next 10, 15 minutes. You guys can watch it again. And we'll be making clips of this too. So you'll see it on our Facebook. You'll see it on Instagram, whatever it is. You'll see it. And with that, join the Telegram. Follow us on all of our pages. Our link tree's there. And if you guys ever need to reach out to us, reach out. But just know we don't do consultation. Don't ask for like legal advice. We don't do that. Right?
And our website, if you want to go to the website, is eraark.com. That's AERAARK.com. Thank you, Lenny.
That's there. All right, guys. You guys have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.